Good morning, Vietnam. Let's do this. Move my camera over if I can. I cannot. I'll have to use this shittier camera. Mark, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Were you in a coffee shop?
Yep. So I'll be muted a lot.
Everybody around you was like, this guy must have a big, powerful job.
That's the goal.
Little do they know. No, I'm only kidding. Okay. And let me just, I just came back in from getting lunch. Let me just grab my notes. Thanks for your patience, guys. Bone, how you doing, buddy? You all right?
Hanging in there.
Yeah. Recording, admit the guests. So many note takers. Cool. Last time we were talking together. Sharon, nice to meet you, buddy. Is that how you say your name?
It's Sharon, but
Sharon,
appreciate it. Nice to meet you as well.
Yep, absolutely. Lee, you all right? Everything good?
Yes, sir. Doing great.
All right, cool. Asnes, Fernando, what's going on, guys? All right, so last time we talked, we were talking about comp philosophy, managing up, a little bit of culture stuff. So I want to bring up one more thing as we go into culture. I want to kind of finalize culture a little bit, and then we're going to move forward from there. Sound good? All right, sweet. So the most important lesson that I want to get across today, that I want to bring up immediately, is the higher up in an organization you go, the more magnified your behavior becomes, and the farther away from you that people are, the less they're going to act like you. This is obviously obvious, but I want to just give this a quick, more story. So, like, let's say if you say, this company is fucking awesome, I love it here, to your direct, what your direct will say to their direct is, this place is pretty good. And what their direct will say to their direct is, this place is all right. And what their direct will say to their direct is, I don't know, this place is fine. Now, the reality is there's not typically someone saying, this place is fucking awesome, I love it here, our product is perfect, our pricing is perfect, everybody that works here is perfect. That's almost never happening. But as a manager, we typically have some people on our team, typically the top reps, we have a little bit more of a casual relationship with. And so we crave this connection with people. And as a manager, we typically have that connection because we can't connect with our boss because they're our boss. We can't connect with the reps because they're our reps. So we oftentimes will be like, okay, well, at least Joe, I can just be myself with Joe. And so you'll let yourself, after 8 meetings and 65 Slacks and bullshit things that are happening, you'll say to Joe, like, man, it's been a long freaking day. Like, honestly, if I have to hear from like the CSM team one more fucking time, I'm going to lose it. What Joe does now is he says, ooh, it's okay. What I just told him was, it's okay to talk shit about other departments. And in fact, if you do, you are more like me. We connect on that. It's like if you're a freshman in high school and the senior in high school picks you up and they start like smoking cigs. Yeah, I smoke cigs, dude. I fucking rip a butt, whatever. That's cool. So they're going to start doing it too, which means the person below them is going to start doing the next level down. Okay. So you just got really, 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 really got to keep yourself in check. That are you exhibiting like role model behavior? Because the people below you are going to be exhibiting 80% of role model behavior. Cool. That said, as always, everything we talk about, I fucked up and still fuck up. So don't think you're alone. I'll have to save that for if you guys get me drunk one time, I can tell you my drunk stories that I've done at companies and really fucked up. But not now. I'll never share it with you.
I want to hear it.
Well, where's my curriculum? It's a small one. I'll say this. I will. The worst one I did was at a company kickoff, and we finished up, and I got fucking drunk, and for some reason I thought it was by the pool. This dude who works at the hotel, goes by and he's in this like pink suit, and I don't know what it was. Guys, why am I sharing this? Is this a safe place?
Safe. You're safe with me.
No one else said a fucking word. Alejandro said yes, but like actually literally shook his head, but was like, yeah, totally. So
Totally.
I ended up, yeah, dude. So I'm
Drunk
sitting
in the pool.
on like at the pool side, and I just am like, I got this awesome idea, and I run up and I just fucking tackle this dude. Oh, it's the entire company at the pool. It's the last day of the kickoff. It was like, we're all just partying now. I tackle this dude into the pool and just freaking like dump him in the pool. By the time I get out of the water, every single person had scattered, and they were like, get us the fuck out of here. And then I didn't kind of know anything of it in my mind that it was bad. And later that night, dinner happens. I go to like the bar where everybody is, and my boss literally grabs my drink, slams it on the table, and she goes, "Get the fuck to your room right now. I don't want to see you." I was like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?" Anyways, to be young again, or whatever. Turns out that was 1 year ago. That's a joke. All right, that's a joke.
Coming to your house for the next party
Dude.
in my pink suit.
Yeah, just get away from me in the pink suits. That's what you don't want. You know, he didn't know that was going to get me aggravated, apparently. All right. I'll finish with this last thing, though, actually, on the culture bit, because I just think that it's the easiest thing to implement. So when it comes to culture, culture is just a combination of the activities you do when behaviors are exhibited. Culture is the combination of behaviors you exhibit when other behaviors are exhibited. So if you guys yell "fuck you" in this meeting, then the person who's never been in this meeting is going to go, "Oh, okay, it's totally cool to yell at Mike. It's totally cool to swear." Similarly, if you guys all have your cameras off in this meeting and somebody joins the meeting and their camera's on, what are they going to do? They're going to turn their camera off. "Oh, I'm being weird." So it's a matter of what do you do when other things are happening? So if you want to reinforce a behavior or remove a behavior, these are the 4 things to think about. How intensely you need to improve, change the behavior is how much you want to do these 4 things. So if I want you guys to all, I don't know, I want you guys to make 100 calls. I can, let's say it's the next morning. I might go, oh shit, by the way, guys, make a nice job making some good calls yesterday. I'm making 100 calls yesterday. It wasn't very fast. It was the next day. It was extremely informal. You didn't get anything. You didn't receive anything. So the quality was 0 and everybody got it. Nice job, guys, for doing that. So it did literally nothing. I walk away as a manager going, I feel like I've reinforced the behavior, but in reality, it didn't. This is why we talk about feedback. And one of the reasons why with feedback, I want to use the exact same phrase every single time. What I'm doing when I say, hey, can I give you some feedback when you blank blank happens? What I'm doing here is I'm creating formality. And the idea of feedback is you give it quickly. And it only goes to one person. And in the beginning, when you roll feedback out, it goes to the top people. This is why feedback can be so powerful with being such a minimal, just a small action to take. But if you want to get your reps to do something, you need to say in the moment if it was good or bad. Formalness, this could be like, good job is a good job. Come to President's Club and I'm going to have you come on stage wearing a suit and give you a trophy. That's formal. You got a trophy. That's quality. Only one person got it because you're getting the President's Award. Exclusive. Same thing. If I want you to make 100 dials, I'm going to tell you the second that it hits 100 dials, I want to have a notification that goes to me so I can tell you great job. Instead of saying great job, I might have a note from my CEO, and I'm going to tell the CEO to write you great job. Instead of it being great job, maybe I'll have it be a handwritten card, and I won't put it in the group Slack channel. I'll have it just go to you individually. More you do that, faster it goes. Sound good? Pushback, issues, questions in here. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about what does your week look like? So this is what these are like the different items you should be doing every week as a manager. And I'll tell you why and why they are where they are. So you either run a Monday mashup or a Monday meeting or a Monday stand-up. I don't care what you call it. Daily stand-ups are cool if your team is under 25. If your team is not under 25, doing a daily stand-up is just pissing off more people than it's helping. But every week, you guys know that you need to shake things off on Monday. Everybody needs to shake things off on Monday. So on Monday, this is where you want to have some version of this where we're saying, hey guys, as a reminder before we jump, how's everybody's weekend? Whatever. Cool. As we jump in, reminder, our values are, we care more, we respect everybody, we always are persistent. If you do well here, you get rewarded. If you don't do well here, you get removed. That said, let's dive into the leaderboard. Here's how we're performing on the leaderboard. Any comments here? Okay. All right, great. So quick updates and reminders. You guys remember 2 weeks ago I told you we need to do X. Reminder to continue doing X. Anybody have any questions on X, by the way? No? Okay, cool. I had a meeting last week with Sarah in marketing. She asked all of us to do this one thing. Here's what she means by that one thing. Here's a quick picture of the thing she wanted us to do. Here's the reason why this thing that she wants us to do. What questions do you guys have to make sure that you guys can do that? Cool. A couple other quick things. Our CEO is going to go on vacation next week, so just make sure that you have all of your forecasts up and running, up and good by Friday. Blah 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 blah. These are like those random little small reminders, and you could end it there. Or I like to typically have some sort of focus. So obviously our focus is like sell more shit, make more dials, whatever. But it's there's typically a theme or a focus for each week that you could give to each rep, which might be like clean your pipeline up. It might be make a couple more dials. It might be like get that person to open the door. But there should be something that based on your one-on-ones, this person's kind of working on. This could be what you're coaching them on or whatever. By putting it here and having like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, this helps create some accountability without you having to actually do anything. You're not saying like, fuck you, or you're a piece of shit, do more. You're just like, hey man, did you complete your focus for last week? No. What's your focus for this week? This. Great. Hey man, did you complete your focus for last week? No. What's your focus for this week? We're not picking at anybody. We're not even necessarily giving feedback. If someone's fucking up here, it's kind of a big deal. So I might talk to them about it in their one-on-ones. This is the idea of we're just shaking off the week, reminding everybody how we expect you to behave, reminding them where they are in the charts, reminding them of shit they probably forgot because of the weekend, setting them up for success this week.
Is there anything I've only just thought of this with the Monday matchup stuff. Is there anything that you could think of or would encourage them? Because a lot of this I would see, like the manager filling out and going over. Is there anything that you would like encourage the actual rep to put in themselves, like with the anticipation of that Monday meeting? Kind of very much in the same way, like the way stand-ups are usually done.
I have we'll say a philosophical aversion to that, which is like this. My job as a manager is to motivate you. So I could be doing the items to motivate you, and I shouldn't be delegating. How do I motivate Mike to Mike? So no, I will be doing this. Now that said, you guys hear me say pin all the time. Every company I've ever worked, even when I'm fractional, whatever, these are the 2 documents that I have pinned. So what happens is I'm going to meet with you, Mark, and be like, oh shit, what'd you say? We got to stop saying the word discount on the phone. Okay, cool. I'm gonna come over here, and I'm just like, as I'm running in between meetings, and be like, I'll jump over here and just be like, okay, going on with my day. Very, very gross, not clean. But then on Monday morning when I walk in, I've got like 3, 4, 5 things in here already. So I'm not really doing much in here. As for the leaderboard, this is just screenshotted from our leaderboard here. So that takes 2 seconds. And then the focus, I just do live. So the focus is, I did it, I'm in the meeting and I'm like, What's your focus of the week, Allie? Cool. How about this week? So the prep for this meeting is, 20 seconds for this section and 20 seconds just to like clean up any formatting in this section. Cool.
That makes sense.
Sweet. All right. So we're running that every week. We're running the one-on-ones. We've already gone over one-on-ones a couple weeks ago. And there's plenty of documentation on there. There's a video and templates and everything. I mean, the HQ doc. But we're going to run the one-on-ones. I don't run the one-on-ones. Can I quiz everybody here? Why do we not run one-on-ones on Mondays or Fridays?
Doing something at the start or the end of the week doesn't give
Nope.
the person time to like do anything about it.
Good guess, but no.
Okay.
So this is good feedback for me. There's always holidays on Mondays, and there's always long weekends on that people leave early on Fridays. So if we run the Monday, if you run your one-on-ones, which I think are maybe the most critical meeting of the entire week, on Mondays, instead of it being weekly, it's suddenly going to end up being like randomly. You're out 1 week, they're out 1 week. There was Martin Luther King Day 1 week, and then you look up and you go, "Oh shit, we haven't talked in like a long time." So no, that's why I do them on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So here we're getting the team now about like the next morning that you're locking in of here's what you need to be working on. We're coaching them. Pipeline reviews are in the middle of the week. When I've done them in the later of the week, like Friday, where I'm looking at deals, why isn't it over the finish line, whatever. It's like, okay, cool, I'll do that Monday. And it kind of gets lost. I don't know. It's like something happens over the weekend. On Monday, when I run them on Mondays or Tuesdays, I got a lot of like, oh, I'm waiting for him to get back to me. I hit him up on Friday. And so it kind of fell flat like in every org. So Wednesdays I find are like, you've done enough. You still have actions you could take this week that makes sense. Thursdays, you probably are going to run some level of training. But Mike, I don't have time for training. Totally get it. So number one, you guys all have the in the all resources section of the HQ doc. There's all this stuff here for sales. These are sales. There's trainings. There's like a video, multiple videos. So if you don't have time, and there's even, I think, a template in here to make trainings easier. But so you can, if you don't have time for it, be like, hey, we're going to spend this time and we're going to jump into one of those videos and we're going to watch it for 10 minutes. But like getting into that practice of training regularly is really important. All right. Every month, you need to have a monthly business review. Monthly business review, you probably right now have a one-on-one with your boss that maybe is monthly and you don't know what's going to be and they just fucking fire off questions and shit to you. Or your boss just comes to you and is like, what's up with the forecast? What's going on with stuff? And that's like your monthly meeting. You want to take control of this. You're in charge so that you can be seen as proactive. You can be strategic. And it helps stretch your brain to think more outside of your area by running proactively your monthly business reviews. The monthly, let me pull up an example here. This is the template you guys have access to. So in a monthly business review, I've got these 3 sections here: profit, pipeline, and people. Think of this as like revenue, generating leads, and the people on the team. So for each one of these things, the format is the following: high-level summary, so that if you don't listen to the rest of what I say, we're cool, and you're like, I'm a CEO, I'm a VP, EVP, I don't have time to listen to this all your bullshit. Problems and solutions, these are together. So there should never be like, I'm struggling with this. And there should never be like, we're running a contest. There should always be, what happened is the team didn't do enough of this. So why that happened is because they weren't motivated. So what I'm doing is I'm running a contest. This way you have all the context as to why you're doing it without having your boss have to do any of the thinking for you. And then you want to have supporting data so that if when they in the moment are like, wait, is that true? You're not like digging through reports trying to find the thing that you made, screenshot stuff, or put the reports in if you actually can. Inside of here, you'll see there's a variety of tips for each of these sections. Okay. pushback or questions or would you like to know more about monthly business reviews when we talk through here? Anything that's on your mind as I show this?
Is this the kind of thing you're doing only up the chain, or are you also doing it like you're proactively doing it weekly with the one-on-one? I mean, the Monday mashups, or the progress with your team. But are you doing this as a monthly thing with the team as well?
Typically, no. So I'm going to do this. This is I'm doing an analysis before this meeting, and it takes time, which I believe I've got here. So that's a project I'm going to run monthly, is just running the analysis where I'm looking at average revenue per customer, the trend over time, how that compares to our quota, how it compares rep to rep, to identify if there's a gap where maybe our deal size is going down and our win rate's not doing the same in the inverse or whatever. So it'll take time. So I wouldn't do it weekly with the team. I would definitely do it monthly for my boss. A lot of this will be noise to the team if done monthly, and they'll get sidetracked. So, however, thank you for your point. Often I will show, this is the information I will show in my offsites. So if I'm doing a quarterly offsite or yearly, biannual kickoff or something along those lines, or a kickoff, 90% chance all the data I use will be from here. And what I do in that world is ahead of time, because they're not used to seeing data. I'm like, here's all the data. Here's where I got it. Here are my takeaways. Here's what I believe we should be doing. Here's all, everything I have access to. Please come to this meeting with your own thoughts on what the problems are, what our solutions are. This is really helpful for the team if they do this quarterly or biannually or annually, to start getting on board with things that are not necessarily in their best interest, because they then see the company versus just saying, I need more leads. They go, oh, I didn't realize that our 100 score was going down for so long. I think that's, we shouldn't be giving Josie these leads because Josie's a dummy. And so when you go and fire Josie, they're not like, what the fuck? Why are you firing people? This is crazy. They get it, as an example. Do you feel? Cool. You got your executive one-on-ones. Typically, I find these happen towards the latter end of the week. Reminder. Oh, I didn't say pipeline reviews. Pipeline reviews. Oh, we did. Reminder, you want to have your pipeline reviews as close as possible to your one-on-one with your boss, because even though you're a perfect boss who's doing 10, 10, 10 one-on-ones, your boss is not. Your boss is jumping in going, hey, what's up? Wait, before you get started, sorry for being late. And whatever happened with that thing over here? Okay, that's done. What's your forecast? Well, shit, that forecast is way off. What are we going to do? That's what your boss is doing. So you want to make sure that what they care about, which is not you or your life or your growth in any way, ever, what they care about is the revenue and how you're going to get there. So make sure that your pipeline reviews are the day before, if not the same day. So you're like, I know the pipeline is up to date. Cool. All right. Sweet. And then projects. There's typically a project happening every month. You probably have 5 projects happening right now. One project is we're hiring, we're changing comp, we're doing training. We got to get the team to do more outbound. We've got to get the team to understand discounting and how to handle that. We're also switching over from using DocuSign to HelloSign or whatever. That's happening all the time. And you got to manage all that. Okay. What I want to say here, if any of you guys manage managers, and if you don't, you will empathize with this. I forget where I learned this, but it's so fucking true, which is everybody at any given point in time can handle 2 big projects. Above 2, and they start deteriorating the quality of what you're doing. But there's also smaller ones, right? Like a big project is like we're hiring. So now I got to spend like 10 hours a week looking for somebody, for example. But a small project might be like, I got to get the team to, start using this new field. Cool. That takes a couple seconds or whatever. But I got to make sure it happens. I got to follow up, whatever. I need you to know this, though. Anything that you delegate down, if it's small in your world, when you delegate it down, it's huge. It's so obvious to you what to do. It's so easy what to do. It's so mindless what to do. The second you give it to somebody below you, it either is something that they haven't done, they don't know like the boundaries of. It's going to cause them to feel a lot of anxiety around this thing. They're going to want to hide and not ask questions because they want to impress you. So it will become this bigger thing. So you'll just be like, hey, can you make sure the team starts using discounting differently? And they're like, yeah, sure, boss. I was going to do it, but I need you to do it. And the person underneath you is going to be like, fuck, like, what do I do? Do I just tell him? Should I run a training on it? Should I run the 4 trainings? What would he do? I feel like he would probably meet him in person. I'll have to meet him in person. So they're going to spend an hour fucking thinking about it. And you're like, God damn, I could have done this in 20 minutes. So just know that as you delegate down, you don't delegate something big and it will turn very, very big to that person. And they can't really handle more than 2 things. This is like knowledge is like the VP level is understanding that. Remember the priority shift for the executive one-on-ones? You need to say to your boss, here are my priorities in order. How would you adjust them? That's because I know your boss is going to be sending you new things down. And so if you keep prioritizing the same thing over and over again, you're going to start not prioritizing the things your boss cares about. Is any of what I'm saying going over anybody's head, or I'm like saying it in too fast? No. Super clear.
I'm laughing, Michael, because I can think of, I've been coaching one of my counterparts on sales engineering who got assigned something from the CRO, and he blew it out of proportion, thinking it was far bigger than it was supposed to be.
And he didn't go to a CRO and go, I'm kind of going the right track? Because then he looks like an idiot. So much of management is, how do I make sure I don't look like an idiot? And that's why everybody below you is typically hiding shit from you. All right. This is the playbook, by the way. If you guys haven't started the playbook, I would recommend that you go into the platform and start working on your playbook. But I organized things here. I thought it'd be a nice way to talk through it. I think we'll only have time for this first bit of it. But these are the tools you guys have access to right now and know about. If any of you guys are interviewing or considering interviewing, I want you to look at these 3 slides. So you can go to the playbook generator and get this doc, or it's in your HQ doc too, even if you don't build up the whole playbook. But you should at no point say, oh, how do I motivate my team, Mr. Interviewer? Yeah, I mean, like a bunch. I do, obviously some of us are on SPIFs. We, good examples of Monday Mashup I started doing, which has been really cool. We did a PIP one time. Obviously that motivates people. That sounds like I have a bunch of random shit that I've done in the past. I want you to be able to go, well, Mr. Interviewer, how I motivate the team, I can really put that in 3 buckets. I've got short-term things, medium-term things, and long-term. So in the short term, I run one-on-ones to make sure the team I knows I care about them, because that matters. I run SPIFs. Should it be a short-term thing we have to actually do? Week to week, I got a Monday mashup to make sure everybody's motivated each month. And day to day, I've got feedback and leaderboards to make sure everyone knows how far they are from their goals or whether that goal is competitive or my recognition. Now, on that said, on the medium-term side of things, if I have a little bit more time, I got a performance path to help make sure that month to month, everybody knows that they got to step it up. Obviously, I hope we don't have to use it, but we have PIPs too if it's been 2 months and 3 months. But of course, I think it's important to mention we have comp plans as their own motivator. And during each of the one-on-ones, I want to highlight in this medium-term thing, the coaching that we do to make sure that the reps have something they're working on continuously that might take them 2-3 months to get better at. And then the long-term, in general, we have to have the culture correct. There's a variety of things I do for culture. We'd love to tell you some examples. That sounds like you know what the fuck you're doing, even though it's the exact same thing as, I use one-on-one spiffs, Monday mashups, feedback, leaderboards, performance. But it's organized. It's like, okay, this guy understands that there's 3 ways to motivate. There's like the in the moment sort of over time, and then there's like the general motivation of the team, even when you're not around. So these things are available, by the way, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into them. But I wanted to pull that up as well. I know we're at time here, but I'd love to field any questions you guys might have around this or anything else related to this. All right. Well, you guys are already late to some other meetings. So why don't you get off this one, join the other one you're already late for, and I'll see you guys around the flip. You know where to find me, office hours, anywhere else. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone.
Only had a bit. Oh, he's not here.